Hello, this is Adin Adistiatala, and I'm here to talk about the Anglo-Saxon period. Let me start off with an introduction of the Anglo-Saxon. Anglo-Saxon is a term that refers to the descendants of Germanian soldiers who from the 5th century AD until now live in England and Wales. The Anglo-Saxons descended from three Germanian tribes, namely the Angles, Saxons, and Jutes. They are peasants who have combat abilities like soldier. It was during this Anglo-Saxon period that the English language was first born, in the form of what we know today as Old English, and England as a country first came into being. The English may have come from Angel, the Saxons from Lower Saxony and the Low Countries, the Jutes possibly from the Jutland Peninsula. The two biggest are the English and the Saxons, who we know as Anglo-Saxons. The early Anglo-Saxons were pagans much like the Vikings of Scandinavia. Anglo-Saxon pagans were superstitious, believing in spells and lucky charms. They thought that magic rhymes, potions, stones, or jewels would protect them from evil spirits or sickness. The Saxons also worshipped several gods like Woden, the divine father and king of the Anglo-Saxon gods. We got our day of the week Wednesday or Woden's day from his name. Other gods were Tunor, the god of thunder, Frigg, the goddess of love, and Theo, the god of war. Four of the Anglo-Saxon gods give their names to days of the week. From Tunor we have Thursday, from Theo we have Tuesday, from Frigg we have Friday, and Woden we have Wednesday. Christianity continued from Roman beliefs in places where Anglo-Saxons did not settle, such as Wales and the West. However, the Roman Pope decided in AD 597 that it was time Anglo-Saxons heard about and were converted to Christianity. Over the next 100 years, many Anglo-Saxons turned to Christianity. The Anglo-Saxons were tried to take in the 4th century, but the Roman soldiers quickly sent them home again. Years later, around the year 450, the Anglo-Saxons succeeded. Many of them were farmers before they came to England, and you could say they were in England for new land because of the floods, and returning home was almost impossible to farm. The peoples of those kingdoms, Kent, Sussex, Essex, Wessex, Mercia, East Anglia, and Northumbria share the common language, culture, socio-economic conditions, and a pagan religion. English ruler Egbert. Egbert was the first monarch to establish a stable and extensive rule over all of Anglo-Saxon England. Ethelwulf, a highly religious man, king of Wessex, son of Egbert and father of Alfred the Great. Ethelbald, second son of Ethelwulf. Ethelbald was born around 834. Ethelbert became a king following the death of his brother Ethelbald. Ethelred. Ethelred succeeded his brother Ethelbert. His reign was one long struggle with the Danes who had occupied York in 866, established the Viking kingdom of Jorvik. Alfred the Great. Alfred was well educated and is said to have visited Rome on 2 occasions. He had proven himself to be a strong leader in many battles. The last but not least, Edward the Elder succeeded his father Alfred the Great, Edward retook southeast England and the Midlands from the Danes. Beowulf is an Old English epic poem consisting of three 182 alliterative long lines. It is possibly the oldest surviving long poem in Old English and is commonly cited as one of the most important works of Old English literature. The author was anonymous. The social strata of Anglo-Saxon. The Corals, who were a group consisting of farmers and craftsmen. Some were wealthy and others weren't. Slaves mentioned as thralls, who were the ones that dealt with miserable and hard lives, and there were bondsmen who were in effect slaves. Anglo-Saxons made their own clothes from natural materials. The men wore long-sleeved tunics made of wool or linen, often embellished with patterns. The women would wear a linen or wool undershirt and a pinafore-like outer dress called peplos, which is worn with two brushes over the shoulders. Anglo-Saxon women love a little bling-bling and often wear beaded necklaces, bracelets, and rings too. Their home is a small wooden hut with a thatched roof, and inside there is only one room where the whole family lives, eats, sleeps, and interacts together. The largest house belonged to the village chief, which was big enough to house him and all of his soldiers. It was a long passage with a stone fire in the middle, and hunting trophies and armor hung on the walls. There are small windows, holes in the roof to allow smoke ventilation. The end of the Anglo-Saxon era. In 793, the Vikings invaded Anglo-Saxon England several times, pillaging and looting towns and villages along the English coast. The Anglo-Saxons tried to hold them back, but several groups of Vikings eventually settled in different parts of the country. The next invasion came in 1066, in one of the most famous battles of British history, the Battle of Hastings. The Anglo-Saxon king, Edward, died without an heir and King Harold II was elected. William the Conqueror of Normandy and Harald Hardrada, King of Norway, thought that they both had the right to rule England. On October 14, 1066, two armies fought at the Battle of Hastings. Normandy wins and Harold dies. This marked the end of Anglo-Saxon rule in England.